You'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you?
Nope. What's up, everyone? How you doing? I am doing great. Thanks for asking. I know you guys don't care, but thank you so much for all you guys that have just joined me on this journey. I love horror games, thought-provoking games, and action games. But then, like today, we're going to be playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Edition. And I know you guys already probably know what it's about, so let's just jump in. Have I played Stanley Parable before? Not really. I've watched people play it, and this is like the new version of it. 16. Ooh, all right. Oh, you can see it in the back.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say
It
hi.
looks like what you do daily.
Never in all
sure.
his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation.
Pressing one button
Something
at a time.
was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
That's my cue.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Maybe it will. Great. So we won't go. It looks like people were here. Okay. No one? Looks like someone climbed through the ceiling there. Looks like everyone made a quick escape.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Let's see what it does. Can I go back? Nope. My destiny is set.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Gotta go to the boss. Or the broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He was coming to a staircase. Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Go downstairs. Ooh.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
Whoa.
All
What?
because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar.
Yeah,
were they
just the
simply
same
repeating?
rooms.
No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and
cool.
Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Oh my God.
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself?
This is
believing
freaking
that
crazy.
if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself.
God, I hope that
I'm
happens.
through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
Oh my God.
I am okay.
So heavy. Oh, nope, just normal.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh, what?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Mariella?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, And in a certain way,
Oh my
seeing
gosh,
this
this is
man made
crazy.
her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very
What's up, everyone? I
important
haven't played
people
this before,
whose
so this is
impressions
kind of
her
a
would affect
new
her
adventure for
career,
me.
and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Great. Thanks, Mariella. Really love you. What a doll. And I'm back. What?
All of his co-workers were
Oh,
gone.
okay.
What could it
Oh,
mean?
it starts
Stanley
over.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, so I just did all this. Let's just run on through.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Which one did
he
I do?
entered the door on his left.
I actually did the left. I'm going to go on the right this time.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first,
Yeah.
just to admire it.
Looks great.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
Coffee.
Stanley
not-
simply stood here,
Right.
drinking it all in.
It's beautiful. Dad. Number 1 dad. Not just any dad. Papers. This is kind of a messy room.
Really, really worth it being here in the room.
All right,
A
dude.
room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
All right, dude.
But eager to get back to business,
Guess I'll
Stanley
leave.
took the first open door on his left.
No. No, I don't think. Maybe. No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay. Great. Thanks for the beautiful. Oh, what am I doing?
Look, Stanley, I
Right.
think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
I love that I'm just
Someone
on some
you've
kind of
forgotten
like
about.
heavy machinery.
Please,
as
stop
an
trying to
elevator.
make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside.
What do you want me to do?
let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Ew, what is this door? Absolutely not. Can I go through here? I can hit that from here.
But in his eagerness
well,
to
there you
prove
go.
that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death.
You're damn right.
Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Hey, good. Thank you. We'll just start over.
All of
I'm
his
gonna actually try
co-workers
that
were
again and
gone.
do the,
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to
hop
the
down.
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm gonna sprint through. Excuse me.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I would love to.
Wow.
Nice.
Yes.
Looks beautiful.
This
Still
room.
great.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Thank you. Thank you, Doug. Jumping to my death is
Stanley was so bad
something I
at
do
following
best.
directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Hold on, I'm going in there for
Look,
sure.
Stanley,
Look at
I
this.
think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone
What?
you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really?
Yep.
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here.
Yeah.
Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I want it to stop. We would
God,
both
just going
be
around in
so
circles.
much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Yeah, let me. Can I? Okay, it's the same door. So.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
What is that? Stars? It is beautiful.
If we
Look-
just
look at
stay
this.
right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy.
Yeah, you feel happy.
I
I'm just-
actually feel happy.
Okay, bro. Very inconsiderate. Okay. Can I just jump off, please? This sounds awful. No, we're leaving now. What is this? What is... It's a trip. Literally tripping now. I'm leaving for sure. Gotta go.
No, wait. Where are you going?
What do you want me to stay there forever?
Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
What do you mean all of what?
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
I know.
Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Wow. I'm not gonna... I didn't want to kill myself. I just... just didn't want to stay there. I wonder if I can, like, land... No, that's death. That's certain death. I gotta say. You talked me off of jumping. What, I gotta go back in here?
Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here.
Okay. Yeah.
No. What did we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here.
Nope.
You heard me before, didn't you? You will die. What about this isn't getting through to you?
Maybe if I go back... just keep going back and forth. Back to the eternal heavens.
Are you are going to stay here, aren't you?
This guy's annoying. No way. I wonder if I can angle it.
No!
I didn't even die.
Oh, thank God you lived.
Determined.
No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Just gotta do it again.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
I'm definitely going slower.
Yes, perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about. I know you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you?
Nope.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask.
He sounds so
Didn't you
sad.
actually want to stay alive? Or are you just teasing me?
Yeah, I'm just teasing you. And... Yep.
Is
There it is.
over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Executive bathroom, huh? To be rich, is it a crime? To commit crimes, isn't it rich? What a life it would be to have to just pick one. Oh my God! Business strategy. That's good.
Who orchestrated
panda
this?
was absolutely-
What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the
okay.
boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply
Just
pushing
guessed it.
random buttons on the keypad, Stanley
Well,
happened
thanks
to
for joining. How
input
are
the
you?
correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly
Also,
opened
Miss Reality,
passageway.
what's up? How you doing? Okay, so that just opened a whole secret passage. Do I have a flashlight? No, no flashlight. Okay, there are parts of this game that are kind of terrifying. Okay, first
Descending
loading screen
deeper
that
into
doesn't
the
take me all the way
building,
back.
Stanley
That's for sure.
realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for
Yo,
himself.
me neither,
to
Bullet. This is the
question
first time
nature
I've
of his
played
job.
it. I've watched
Why
like
did he
Markiplier
feel
play it
this
like in
now, when for
2013,
years
but this is
it
the
had never
brand
occurred
new
to him?
one
This question would not go
that just came
unanswered
out
for
like,
long.
a week ago. What was the question that was not going to go unanswered for long?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Jesus. Or escape. I feel like this is some Poppy Playtime stuff right here. I don't know about this. All right, death is... That's it. Oh. That is super funny if it loaded into me dying. Oh.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his
Oh.
demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story. Trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is.
No.
Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
I can't jump, y'all.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Oh. Just kidding. The Stanley Parable.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
The narrator. I don't know. The old narrator. Oh, there's a little bit of something up here. Another door, maybe? Oh. We got the credits here. Beautiful. Wait, is this like a whole museum of it all? No way. Maintenance room. War zone? Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the... This is literally like way too this is way too on the nose. Plus, some people interpret it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. This is... What? This must be like all the endings. Dink dunk. Subject gay. Are you gay?
Now look closely, Stanley. See how it's impossible for the player to do anything in this room. Oh, perfect example of poor level design. They're throwing a surprise party for us.
Okay. We're gonna start it.
Were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I wish I could go in there somehow. I don't know how I can do that. There's got it. New content? Great.
Oh, New content? What does that mean? New
YouTuber.
content?
I love this content. Oh, it's like it's a little Disney World ride.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Great. Lovely. Yep.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
God.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm
No.
very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
All right, let's see. In this awful elevator, the worst yet, indeed.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or oh, there we
There
go.
we
All right,
go.
finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more
Had
ready.
to
Let's
load a
do
little
it.
bit.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
All right. Where's the content?
All right. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Okay, great. Yeah, I mean, I am happy. Woo! Nothing. Well,
Is that it?
I mean, that was nice.
Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness, another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive.
No.
It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content?
I mean, I'm
If
happy
this is
we
new
got to do
content,
some jumping.
then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good.
Oh, great.
Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
That's scary. Industrial office room. Oh, what's this? Thank you for enjoying the new content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's
Yeah,
my fault, Stanley.
absolutely.
I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game?
The new
and
content,
we'll try
though,
to get back to what the
I
Stanley
wanted some
Parable is
jumping.
really about.
They gave
No
me the
frills,
jumping.
no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
I don't know if I trust this guy or not. He's so wishy-washy. What's this? Am I working in the warehouse now? Oh. Oh, man. No.
Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Oh, my God. Ah!
Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares?
Whoa, 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 whoa. I ain't no dork.
Never mind. You're not a dork.
Geek, thank you. Yeah, we'll go in. I'm kind of curious. What's he got for me? Coffee nut? What's up there? I swear to God, if a baby comes crawling at me or something. Broke my legs again. All right.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me
Absolutely.
thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it.
Oh.
Just our little secret. Take a look.
All right. Oh. Little Skyrim action?
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
This kind of reminds me of that scene in Midsommar where that house completely burns down. Let's check it out.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013
good old days.
when the game originally launched?
Yep.
Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something.
Is that the
Oh,
boxing
waste.
audience award 2014? That's pretty cool. But they put The Last of Us 1. Good times. Wow. You know what? Narrator did a great job. The sweet zone, huh? Oh, that's the old Stanley Parable. This is beautiful. He really outdid himself. Their first dollar. A trip down memory lane. This is so cheesy, man. Smile because it happened. I'm pretty sure I saw that at Home Marketplace. The Stanley Parable demonstration. Wow. Go outside. Oh yeah, so you can get this achievement if you close the game and then you don't play for literally 5 years. When you open it back up. It is impossible to get this achievement. Wow. A chair. All right. Well, let's get out of here. What is that? Oh my gosh. You guys in Outlast? I thought it was a pile of babies like in Outlast 2.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was.
It's kind of nice.
It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now.
Oh my
A
god.
lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Oh. Oh, a husk. Down? Memory zone maintenance. About to go to the memory zone. I'm trying to. Let's go. Person of the year. What is this? Oh, their development, I guess. This is... They have 2 museums in this game for the same
Here's
game.
another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley?
Great.
The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone.
Oh my
to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
It's funny because that's exactly what people would say if they didn't say it themselves in this game. Although, I've been having a great time. Serious room? Okay, so... Oh, maybe I gotta go to that maintenance.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Going to Bone Zone. Let's go.
Oh, no. Oh, God, no.
Oh.
Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam,
Oh,
the
no.
online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here.
Oh,
Surely
just
these reviews were
shit.
glowing as well.
Lots
weren't they?
and lots and lots of shit. 2.9 hours.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to
Whoa,
be
whoa,
funny.
whoa, 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 whoa.
I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert
funny.
into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
I am having so much fun, to be honest. Okay, look at all of them. We got reviews on reviews, and Steam is rough sometimes. They were rough on Elden Ring, and that's a perfect game. Gotta say. Let's just say.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me.
Oh, my God.
I always, well, to be
Give me
honest, I had always thought of
the
the game's
emojis.
dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did.
I wonder if they asked
But
him
maybe
if
it
they could
wasn't.
use his comment.
Dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like a failure.
What?
Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Gosh. I mean, not every part of a game is perfect, narrator.
What's this one got to say?
played
You
almost 10
constantly
hours.
have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record.
I think they are.
Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto.
Only
I do
positive
anything
ones.
for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a
Only.
skip button we shall have.
There it is.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No, 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 no. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably,
because
we
it was
all until
a
the
game
end
before
of
it was
time,
this
at
game.
which time everything all at once.
original
So
game.
now you
They
see,
were from, like,
blah, blah, blah,
2014
blah,
one.
blah, 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 blah. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto.
Oh my gosh.
Well, there's sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps.
Yeah, you can go back
to be
and edit
honest,
your review.
I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place.
I think you can.
I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review, merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review, so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering this particular review so that it reads as something more Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. What? I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button, to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there?
Well, looks like we're just gonna have to skip them.
Where did it
We're
go?
gonna have to skip until the fucking
Stanley,
walls fall down.
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week.
Oh, my God.
Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Oh... Hello, it's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days. Months.
Yeah, well.
I lost...
Yo, this is scary. Oh, oh my God. the smoke detector. Jeez, it fell off the freaking wall.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands.
He's not even talking to me. He's just talking to himself. It's been 84 years.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
He's going
is never the
crazy.
End, is never the end, is never the end, is never the.
Oh my god. He's just like sitting by himself. This would be hell. This would be awful. Can I get out of here? Yeah, I literally have to wait until the walls fall down to get out of here. It's like Count of Monte Cristo. I gotta really wait for everything to just... Wow. Ew. Oh, hell no. Uh-oh. The button's fallen down. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Oh my God, y'all. What in the hell? Where do I go? I guess I'll go this way. Guess it doesn't matter. I've done it this time. That was the coolest ending so far, for sure. New content.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign.
Oh no,
Yes,
he's
I
gonna
have
be
something very
so
exciting to
pissed
show
off
you.
at me. Dude, he's gonna rip me to shreds.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this Ultra Deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this Ultra Deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
The end is
Yes,
never the
you
end.
see, isn't this far
Again.
superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
This is a reach, narrator. I don't think we need a Stanley
Calling it
Parable
the
2.
Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable
know.
2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented.
They got
It
Post-its.
screams
They got Post-its.
progress and innovation.
They got a plan.
And long-term franchising potential.
I mean, look at all this. It's new, sleek, contemporary. They got glass doors. Come on. This office just screams Stanley Parable 2. What do we got? Love it. Love them all. Use them all. Every single one. I know. This is like Kaylee's office. This is the Kaylee would work like right here. But like with her laptop. Yeah, this one. Why would they have windows but no like desk near the windows? I love it. Maybe I don't really
Now,
love
to be
the
clear,
idea
I
of Stanley
haven't
Parable
quite
2,
nailed
but
down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
those twos remind me of that chicken wing from the fucking KFC story. The KFC movie. There's like a love movie. Sequels are good. Portal 2, Half-Life 2, Arkham Asylum 2, Original Sin 2, Aladdin 2, Return of Jafar, Dark Souls 2. Oh my god. It's so weird seeing like the dark hallways in this. Great. New features. We got the seats ready. We got a bus really ready. We didn't even need that. That's really early. It's an investment. Look at that.
All right, y'all. I think that's all we're going to do for today. Thank you so much for watching all the way through. If you got here, I will see you next time. Peace.